I can't hear you. I muted myself for the intro and I didn't mute myself. We're having so much fun today. I'm cooking, so I'm going in a minute.
You're cooking?
I'm cooking. I'm doing a cottage pie, massive cottage pie for everybody. But, which way is it going? No, not that way. That way, that's it. There you go, lad. There you go. Right, no sound. No sound. Okay, there should be sound now. Is there sound now, ladies and gentlemen? Evening all. Didn't know if Tim was coming on today, cause no notification. That's because I didn't create an event. I usually create an event in the afternoon, and unfortunately, we're all on screen, by the way, just in case you want to
pick your nose.
Get dressed.
Yeah. Get dressed.
Damn.
Vlog for lip readers. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
The Eurovision is not until Saturday, Tim. Stop singing.
I'm not in Europe.
Zero point.
I'm English. I'm not a European.
That's true. Unfortunately, your song is, but ours isn't. We got kicked out last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but sure, there's no way we were making it through. It was the strongest semi-final. Sorry, I am a complete Euro fan, so
okay.
I can sing you just about every entry that was on last night. Ukraine is a slow starter, but I'm intrigued by it, I'm telling you.
My crane?
Your crane. I don't want to look at your crane, Tim, even if you're naked.
Yes, we hear you. Prefer shepherd's pie personally. Oh dear.
Not invited for dinner then.
I'll throw it away.
There's more for the rest of us.
No, you can't get a lot of lamb here. You can get lamb, but you can't get a lot of lamb.
You can't get very few shepherds.
You get a little lot of lamb.
We have goat herds.
Yeah, and you can have rabbit pie here as well.
Yeah,
rabbit pie. What else we got? Okay, what have we got on the show for tonight? What have we got on the show today? Well, the show today is going to be in 3 parts. The first part is I'm just going to give you the update on COVID, and then Cleo and I are going to give you the update on
travel and things.
Travel and what happened
Travel
today.
And vaccinations, I think.
Yeah, and Cleo's also can talk a little bit about who she talked to today, but not too much.
All right, I will, happily, yeah.
Yeah, because then you can... but don't give the game away, because then they'll have to listen to you tomorrow, yeah. Is it coming on tomorrow? Is it 1 o'clock?
Tomorrow on English time,
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock at English time, Cleo's...
on Radio Sur
Radio Sur Adeje. You can get it on the internet
You can listen live online, yeah.
Live online. At least, Tim, I thought you'd forgotten you couldn't find the room till now. The room isn't open today until the very end, and then Ian's going to come in at the end, so we're going to say hello. Unless, of course... anybody else wants... No, the Crackmaster or somebody wants to come in. I'm not sure whether he's online. If I can see you, what's he called here? Did I get the rim shot? No, we're not going to do that. In fact, are we going to do? Yeah, we are going to do that. There you go. So, hey, because at the end we're going to do Vamos a la Playa, of course. Okay, great news about the NHS jabs. Oh, we've not done it yet. We're not done it yet. 3 jabs, Carl. Oh God. Anyway, it's all, and that brings us to the other thing, which is what we're going to discuss, which is the ethereal part, the touchy-feely bit, which is communication. Communication.
Anticipation.
No. See, that was the last one.
Hang on.
But
You're asking me to find this, aren't you?
So anticipating.
Communication, confusion, and anticipation. Patient, you see, you don't watch.
No, you haven't watched the Rocky Horror. You got to get the timing right. It's astounding.
Two.
It's just a jump to the left.
And then I to the right.
No, we're not doing that.
And that's only the beginning.
We did that once.
We did, didn't we?
We did have consternation.
Okay, so
Anyway.
I can see your comments zooming past. Everybody's saying hi. Can't hear you. Shepherd's pie better than cottage pie. And you had me worried, Carl. Okay, Carl thought I had to get another jab. No. What I've heard today is only from what people have told me. I've not seen anything official, and I haven't been outside the EU. But it looks like there's movements, as we said there would be by the 20th of May.
Yeah.
Also, Siam Park is opening on the 28th, which is Friday week.
Fantastic.
And they're going to be open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think, each week.
And from what I gather, I mean, anybody who's already a card holder, because a lot of people might have bought their annual membership cards.
Right.
And then obviously that was all put into abeyance. But they're saying that you might be able to get in early. So I would go onto their webpage and have a look to see
definitely go to the
the
webpage
conditions
if
of
you're
opening.
going to Siam Park. Thought they were going to do one job each in the arm and then starting on the legs. They're going to do the left one in, the left one out, in, out, in, out. Then they're going to shake it all about.
Jiggle it.
They're going to jiggle it a bit. A little
And then they
jiggly.
do the hokey cokey.
The hokey cokey. Or if you're in America, it's the hokey pokey.
Oh.
The hokey
Amazing.
pokey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hokey cokey.
Can I make? Do you know the first time I went to Northern Ireland, I remember asking for an ice cream cone, and for the first time I saw, instead of just putting a flake in it, which is a 99,
99, yeah.
which they're running out of apparently in Ireland. There's no
Really,
flakes.
there's no flakes in Ireland.
But the cone was called a poke, and you could get toppings on it. So I was 16, and I thought this was hilarious because you could go up to the man and you could ask for a poke with nuts. I don't know where that came out of. Sorry.
I'm going to have a poke with nuts, please.
Can I have a poke with nuts, please? A wee one.
A wee
A
one.
wee poke with nuts.
A wee poke with nuts. And he gave it to me.
And then they moved over to Tenerife together.
And then I left in a huff, yeah.
Yeah, it's you don't remember Cleo Whippy, do you?
Doodle-oo, and little bells on my car as I drive around.
Okay, so I'm going to do the COVID thing. I've prepared something. So I've got to do this solo, but I'm going to talk over it this time. So we might not hear it. Let me just open the room just in case. I'm going to mute the people, mute guests' audio by default. So if you do come in, we can't hear you. And if you look nice, we'll let you on. If you look dodgy, then we won't. And it's my rules, my room. So, room's open. That means that we're in voice mode. So when I play this, you'll be able to hear what's playing.
Okay.
It's only music, though. Oh, solo mio. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a picture-in-picture. Let me just grab this. That one. So it's going to be A. No. That one. It's going to be A. This is the first time I've done this. So if it goes wrong, great. Because we learn from our mistakes, don't we? I don't have my, what's it
It's
called on
excuse
today?
all the time,
I
isn't
know.
it? No,
A,
I'm learning from my
B,
mistakes.
C. Can you hear that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the total Canary Islands active cases 2,133, which is fantastic. It really is fantastic because it's been over 3,000 for a long time, and it's under 3,000. It's nearly getting under 2,000. And if we go over to Tenerife now, it's 1,316. Those are the active cases for Tenerife. You can actually see the red bits. Those are the ones that have had the active cases in the last 7 days, but now we're getting more green and yellow bits, so that's good. And of the 1,316, it's always been 1,200 in Santa Cruz and 500 in La Laguna. And now we've got 705 in Santa Cruz, 338 La Laguna, Adeje 69, Arona is under 50 and the rest are not there. And the best news is we are under the 50 per 100,000 for the last 7 days. We're 48.4 or something like that. It's very tiny there in the corner. But I think that's fantastic news. So we should be going to level 1 this week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, to be honest, the difference is minimal. You know, the curfew is over.
Yeah.
And the only thing that might change would be restrictions on entering different islands, but that would be if we were to go back up to level 3. I mean, the difference between 2 and 1, I think, will be slightly more people. You'll be allowed to have slightly more people in your home and, you know, maybe more people able to go to the cinema. But the cinemas are open. The thing is, the restaurants have been open here, the bars have been open here. Mm-hmm. All that's missing is tourism.
They were saying the music's too loud, so don't worry. I did reduce it by 6 decibels, and they said they couldn't hear you. Well, all I was doing was reading what you could see, but I'm saying it's really good news.
Yeah.
The last one, in case you couldn't see it, is we're under the 50 mark, so we should be going to level 1. But Cleo was then saying,
I think that'll be great because it's just showing a continuing downward curve, isn't it? But I don't think, say, for us residents, the difference will be minimal.
especially if you're not going out
Yeah.
partying until midnight. And
Yeah,
all that stuff.
like you do.
Like
I mean,
I do.
what might be interesting would be the rumours that they're looking at the wearing of masks outdoors.
Oh, don't tell them that. That's a rumour. We don't do rumours on this channel. Well, we do rumours on this channel, but only when they come from Cleo, because she does have.
Yeah,
her
no, I have
finger on the pulse.
absolutely no official information on this, but I do believe that it is being considered in Madrid now.
Okay, so that's good. I mean, it is good news that they're thinking about it anyway. So people have been asking me all that. Music's too loud on C19. Thank you very much. Music's very loud, shouts Don Trucking. Okay, thank you for that. Do you want me to play it again?
That was too loud.
Oh, you know what? I think I did. Let me do this. Where is it? There you go. And I'll edit it, and I'll go down to the properties, and I'll reduce it to minus 12 dB. Done. I'm going to play it again. Just the beginning, right? Had a steroid injection to my knee, got to rest. What a shame, says Bob. There you go. We'll solo this anyway. So is that better? So can you hear me now? Reading over the COVID-19 Ladies and gentlemen, the whole of the Canary Islands, 2,133. Is that better? I'm not going to play the whole thing, so we'll come back to us now. 1, 2, 3. Was that better, guys? At minus 12 dB? Anyway, so that's the COVID, and I hear a rumour, Bananarama. Somebody wrote. Linda, Tyler says, I heard a rumour, Bananarama. And so I'm going to hand over to Cleo for a minute while I go and check on the food, and she's going to talk about what she did today.
All right.
And any other news that you might have.
Well, I mean, let's talk about the.
Do you want to be
latest
solo,
news.
or do you want to be? Are you going to join in,
No,
girls?
I think join in. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just the latest
Okay.
news from the European Commission and the European Union is interesting
Okay.
on travel.
Okay.
We're very interested.
Yeah, I mean, because I presume our gang, our listeners, are more than just British listeners, I think.
The gang.
The gang. The gang. So the European, the latest, I mean, just coming out of Brussels, is that there has been a provisional agreement among the European member states that they will allow visitors, non-EU visitors, into European countries if they've had their double jab. So if they've been vaccinated
Okay.
twice, if they've had their 2 vaccinations. Now, that is still not applying yet. So the outstanding questions are still people from the UK and people who have tested negative within the last 72 hours but still haven't had their vaccinations. Because there's this whole level of confusion. I think because Portugal opened up their borders this week, people saying, well, what about Spain? What about Spain? Portugal kind of went against the rest of the European Union by doing that. But I think within a week or two. I mean, again, I know Tim doesn't like rumours, but for instance, this week, today, Madrid is hosting Fitur, and Fitur
Fitur.
is the
Tourism.
national tourism
Yeah.
fair in Spain. So they decided to go ahead and host it, kind of without the public, but all of the different tourism boroughs are meeting in Madrid to look to the future. And there's a real sense of optimism around, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what were we saying last week? The Spanish government president was saying that he hoped in 100 days there would be herd immunity in Spain. But what we have to be careful about is that people who are coming in are either vaccinated or have tested negative, because there is still concern about I mean, I know in Britain there's concern about the what's it called, the Indian variant, you know, that they
Okay,
don't
yeah.
know how infectious that is, and they also don't know how serious it would be if somebody catches it. So I mean, there's still so many unknowns, and that there isn't any definite news yet about when the restrictions on Britain coming into Europe will be lifted. But they're already in Portugal this week, and so far so good, I think. You know,
That's to do with the.
that's just the
football,
European
is it?
Commission. No, no, Portugal. People were flying into Portugal yesterday to go on holidays.
Yeah, but that means that the countries and the autonomous communities in Spain now have the right to do their own rules, right?
No, because the national borders are still the national borders. It's like the old home rule. You know, I think Spain can still decide who flies in and out of Spain, but so the Canary Islands can decide who comes in, because Canary Islands is still not being accepted by Britain as a separate region. Like they did last summer.
Yeah.
But that hasn't happened again. Now, I know that that Angel Victor Torres, who's the president of the Canary Islands, has been speaking probably daily to his British counterparts to try and get
the right to
the
do
Canary
their
Islands
own
considered
rules.
a
Right?
separate region, as are the Balearics.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I see. When I'm looking at you, I'm actually looking out to
Right.
see on here.
I mean, the other thing, what you're talking about, I recorded an interview today with Ambassador Sheila Maguire. Now, she's the Irish ambassador to Spain. So she was talking about travel between Ireland and Spain.
All right.
And that is still, I mean, we were talking about lights at the end of tunnels, lots of tunnels. I mean, neither of us have seen family for over a year, as many people haven't. And we're hoping that that will happen. But again, I mean, Boris Johnson said yesterday Spain is still an amber country list. And I think there was a lot of confusion in the UK because you had people in the morning saying that you could go to Spain to visit friends and family, and then in the afternoon saying, well, no, you can't because you can only go if it's an urgent reason. And Ireland is the same. They're saying until at least August, they don't want people going on holidays outside of the Republic of Ireland. So that means they won't want people coming in either
Gotcha.
without having to quarantine.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I mean, we've done so good
Exactly.
until now.
Just wait a bit longer.
Exactly. Just now, this little last bit of time,
Yeah.
we gotta stay patient.
It's like the month of revision before your big exam. Just
Exactly.
stick with it.
But still stick with it. We are on the right path, and and it's just staying patient and full with positive anticipation.
Exactly. And I mean,
That was a segue and a half, wasn't it?
yeah, but I mean, the vaccine rollout here is now going really quickly. And I mean,
Yeah.
the other good news that we had last week was that residents, non-Spanish residents who are not holders of the public health card here can now get the vaccination.
Now that's the question I need to ask.
Okay.
And you might be. I said, okay, what is a resident's papers? What are resident's documents? Is it the empadronamiento?
No.
Oh, so it's not residence documents and not empadronamiento.
Okay. Your residency papers are
Okay.
either the green card or A4 paper, which as European residents we have, or now for non-European people from non-European countries, it's called the TIE. So it's
TIE, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what confirms you as a resident of Spain.
Gotcha.
Your empadronamiento confirms that you're living in a borough, in a certain borough, so that you are entitled to borough services.
All right.
But
A borough is like the municipality,
yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah. So
Adeje, Arona.
Adeje, Arona, Santiago del Teide are boroughs. For the purposes of the vaccination, what we have been told is that first of all, what people need to do if they don't have a public health card and they've only ever lived here with private insurance, they can now get a temporary inclusion on the public health list.
Right.
So they need to go to their nearest health centre and this is where the confusion is, they have been told to bring their residency papers and in as many cases as possible, they do need to bring their padron papers. So they do need to bring the padron, which is a paper that shows that you are registered as a resident of the borough.
I understand that. I understand all that. There was one thing I read, and I cannot find it again, where they were talking about displaced persons.
That is that is the category
Yeah. what
that
they're
you will be
called.
given.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
So let me let's get this straight. A displaced person is anybody who is on the island who doesn't have access to the health system. Is that then inclusive of the people under the radar?
No, because they're not residents.
That means if you're a European and you've overstayed your 90 days.
Well, you don't have a 90-day problem if you're not British.
Right. I didn't say it was a 90-day problem. I just said they stayed over 90 days but did not register with the registro. Are they displaced persons?
Well, hang on. First of all, to register as a resident, you need to have lived here for 180 days, half
No,
the year.
No.
Yeah.
No. You have to register after 90 days.
To apply for residency, if you're saying you're a Spanish resident, you need to be living here for more than half a year.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's I just did it the other not so long ago. So after 90 days, you have to register with the police. And that registering with the police after 90 days is your green registro.
No, it's
The
not,
one-
Tim.
the
That's
ho-
your residency.
No, there's no such thing as residency. It's
Your certificado de registración.
It's 90 days.
But that is if you are declaring that you are a Spanish resident.
No.
The NIE, which is your fiscal number. Well,
It's
in fact,
there are two different things.
I understand what you're talking about, but it's not what I'm talking about.
okay.
There's a
Right.
difference between NIE and the
registrar.
registration and el registro
But the number is the
ciudadano.
same. The number
Yeah,
is the same.
exactly.
Yeah.
It will appear on the
So
paper.
there's one. If you're here for longer than 3 months, then you either have to leave, or
Not if you're European, because you have the
Or-
free movement.
I understand you have free movement, but you should register with the police and get your registrar after 3 months, or you become not an illegal immigrant, but you become a unordentlich. What's unordentlich in English? An irregular, and
Yeah.
you become an
But, well,
irregular immigrant.
The thing is, there's a lot of decade, for
100
instance, you will not qualify for residency unless you've lived here for 6 months and a day.
6 months and a day is the tax residency. I understand that.
No, it is actually the national police, as to qualify for the status of a resident, you need to declare that you're a resident here, and you need to be living here for more than 6 months.
That's not true. I understand that there may be a 183-day rule, and I understand that after 183 days you are resident here automatically, or tax resident here automatically. But the rules on Janet's website
Okay.
tell you that it's 90. After 90 days you have to register with the police, or leave. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't leave, you become an irregular immigrant, but they don't really do anything if you're European because of the free movement. But it's a 90-day thing.
But
for
what
the
I'm
green
saying
one.
is you will not get a green paper, because the green paper...
we got a green paper 3 months after we got here.
Yeah, you can get that, but that because you stated that you were going to live here.
We did,
So you were stated that you're going to be resident here.
correct. But you
Yeah.
can do that immediately. You do that after 2 minutes. if you want.
Not anymore. The rules have changed. Well, if you can prove, if you have declared that you want to be resident here, yes, of course you can. Yes, but what I'm saying is, you can't become a resident and then leave again. I mean, you need to declare your intention to be a resident.
You can become a resident and then deregister and not be a
Yeah,
resident. Yeah.
but you have to declare that your intention and prove that you have money in the bank and that you.
Exactly. Or you
Yeah,
are in
yeah.
working.
But you don't. Of course, sorry.
relation.
Okay, I was confused. You don't have to wait for 6 months to do that. You
No,
can do it from day one. Yeah.
Right. And you actually have to do it after 90 days legally by the police, because after 90 days you become an irregular immigrant, because they told us that. They said once you get here you can have a look around, but within 90 days you got to decide whether you're staying or not, and you have to do the money thing after 90 days, and it's the 182 days is tax residency. Whereas funnily enough, there's also another rule with that if you bring your wife and kids over, or your husband and kids over, and you have your centre of life here in Spain, then you're tax resident from day one. So you can't just say, I'll just come here with the family, and then just before the 6 months is up, I'll go and live somewhere else quick and then come back. You can't do that anymore, because if your family's here and you're just zipping in and out of the country, then they say your centre of life is in Spain, so you are automatically tax resident here.
See, I had a case a couple of weeks ago of a woman who wanted the vaccination. She's retired. She's lived here for over 2 years, but she doesn't want to declare herself as a Spanish resident, and
Correct.
she's a European citizen.
A lot of people like that.
And so she wasn't given her empadronamiento, and she can't apply for the vaccine because she has rejected the option of becoming a resident. And I mean, if we're talking about vaccinations, it is such a big question mark, because you do have people who have said that they can't return to their country of residency.
Right.
They can, obviously. Maybe they just can't afford to, because they would probably have to fly through the Spanish mainland.
Exactly.
But they don't have an automatic right to a vaccination. The question is, where is your health entitlement?
And this is where I was going. So the displaced people at the moment are the people who are legal here but are not in the system. But eventually there's going to be thousands of people on Tenerife that are under the radar, and if they don't get vaccinated, then we're all at risk. So is there going to be some movement to say, okay, well, there's some sort of amnesty, like anybody who needs it, who wants it, all you got to do is I don't know.
But I would imagine that they will have to do that at some stage. But these people will have to declare themselves. They can't just turn up and say, well, no, you can't have my name or my tax number, but just give me a vaccination.
I'd just like to thank Debbles for a wonderful donation, and it's just popped up on here, so if anybody else donated, thank you also to you guys, and I will check later, but thank you for Debbles. I just saw that one, but I don't know how to get rid of the other thing now. I apologise for butting in.
I mean, there is a feeling I get from certain officials that, you know, basically, why are you looking for the vaccine here? If you don't want to live here, if you don't want to declare that you're a Spanish resident, pay taxes to us, why should we be giving you a vaccination when you are entitled to it back in your country of residency?
I understand.
And
that.
I think that's going to be a hard little obstacle, an obstacle to get over and to get through, you know.
But I think you're right. There's a lot of people who are stuck here financially because they've come over here and now they're living day to day. I wouldn't say hand to mouth, but they're living day to day, and they're under the radar. And at the moment, you're right. If they're not contributing to the community, if they're not on the
not paying taxes,
not paying taxes, then yeah, it's a problem. But for the health of everybody, then everybody should be vaccinated. Unless you think the illegal or the irregular immigrants are not so big as it makes a difference, and then that it could be okay.
Well, I mean, when I kind of see it from both points of view. Of course, they should be vaccinated, and if they want the vaccination, but I mean, one of the things the ambassador said to me today, which made perfect sense, was that think of where we are.
Yeah.
So we're 3 hours from Madrid, and Madrid has to calculate every week how many vaccines need to be sent to the Canary Islands.
Yeah.
And that calculation is based on the number of people who are registered as resident in the Canary Islands.
And not only that, but on the padronamiento, yeah?
Exactly.
Because there are some people who are registered as resident, but just don't bother going to the town hall.
Yeah. Or they've forgotten to update it, or they've moved house and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the amount of vaccinations that is sent on a plane from Madrid, and if they're Pfizer, they need to be sent at minus 80 degrees or whatever. It's a logistical operation.
Yeah.
So there aren't loads of extra ones floating around.
Exactly.
So it makes sense from an organisational point of view that they need to know who's here.
Exactly. I'm here.
You know. And sorry about the confusion earlier. You were right and I was right, but I misunderstood the point that you were trying to make.
No, I was just saying that you can get the thing, but a lot of people didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but also, I mean, there is free movement for Europeans. They're not going to kick you out of the country if you don't register.
Irregular immigrant.
Yeah.
And would you say that there maybe in the future for all those people who are under the radar and who don't have the option to go back to their home country or whichever country they come from, that the health insurance they have back there, they could send their medication over the same way as logistics is sending over the vaccination for.
But so, I mean, I absolutely get your point. And it's funny, I was thinking today that
that is an
might
option.
Be happening in the future, for instance, certainly within the European Union.
So that Spain doesn't have to be taking care of all the vaccination and then just tick off, okay, well, this one is from... Well,
so they would at least need to turn up with their passport.
Exactly.
So you've got Helmut Kohl from Regensburg. And so his public health service says, okay, well, you take... and you take control of his vaccination, and we'll pay you for it.
Exactly.
So that within the European
off
level.
The box,
yeah, but that happens now anyway. I mean, that happens
only
now.
to people who are registered.
Exactly, but I mean, that means the logistic is in place.
Exactly.
All we've got to do is have an amnesty.
Make the next step.
No, we could have an amnesty for those people in irregular or illegal.
Yeah, exactly.
Things,
those need to be taken care of as well.
Not only that, but then we can get them on the padron.
The thing is that you also need to bear in mind, though, is that not every country has the same kind of public health service. I mean, so there are different countries who, for instance, I was talking about a couple of months ago about the provision for breast cancer for women and stuff like that. So there are certain countries that don't have any support for women, don't have any public backup, don't have any funding for women who are going through breast cancer.
Yeah.
It's just an example. Whereas here there would be much more support that is funded at public level. So different countries, even within the European Union, fund different things. Now, at the moment, we have a global pandemic, so one assumes that all of the public health services can talk to each other. But I mean, in Ireland, for instance, I never registered on public health because it's not relevant. Like, and most people in Ireland, or I'd say certainly 50 or 60% of people in Ireland, only operate through private health companies because there isn't a functioning and viable public health service. So half of the people who are Irish aren't registered on a public health service in Ireland anyway. So how can they be ticked off? How can they be on a list?
Yeah.
Now, they might be registered with, so you'd need to get the private health doctors to work with the public health
Exactly.
doctors locally.
That's another
and
logistic-
nationally, and then internationally.
Yeah.
So it is another big logistical thing, but something will have to be done.
Yeah.
32 minutes in, and we got loads of comments. We got loads of people I want to say hello to. Evening, Rick. Rick's joined us. He's saying that he's talking with a lot of people that are in the private health system, not on the social system, to get them a temporary registration. So he's helping with that.
Okay, good.
There's a guy called John Clark, and he says he's bored. Can we change the subject? And bear with us. We will change the subject, John. Just,
This is a mix.
Go
What would you like us to talk about, John?
Sorry.
go and make a cup of tea, and then come back, and we'll be talking about something else. Jill, all the same time, deny the vaccine, them not go away. Yeah, I was thinking that, but maybe there's not enough of these people then to make a difference, because I think 67% is the magic number for vaccines. If more than 67% are vaccinated, then the herd immunity kicks in. Less than that, and the herd immunity doesn't kick in. Well done, Rick, gentlemen. Rick's a gentleman, yeah, well done. The room's open, Rick, if you want to come in. Alison Magic McCade, Ireland has trusts, not public. Does that make sense?
Maybe it's what I was saying, that most people actually are medically covered by private insurers.
Gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I'm off a bit. Bored, to be honest. Benovia, that's okay. No problem. If you're bored, get a pack of cards, give them a shuffle, play patience until we talk about something you're really interested in, then glue yourself back to the TV.
I'm still learning to shuffle cards.
Are you?
Yeah.
Cool dude. I lent her a book.
Oh.
What does a bee do in the gym? Zumba. Tim, do you
Tomorrow is International, or it's World Bee Day.
get World Bee Day?
Yeah,
There
International
you go.
Day of the Bee.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was something to do with the bee day.
No, it's International Day of the Bee, which is really important these
Yeah.
days.
It is. They're dying in
They're
droves.
dying in drones.
In
indeed.
Just be you.
Be yourself.
And Denise was asking, do you get the flu jab? We do when it's offered.
Yeah,
We do. I
yeah.
didn't get it last year, I don't think.
No.
No.
But and in fact, there were very few incidences. There was no flu panic this year because
No,
people were wearing masks.
No, I think,
Starting on
yeah, I mean, somebody said to me, he was trying to make a point, well, what's happened to the flu? Nobody's dying of the flu anymore, you see. And I
one
said,
got
yeah,
it.
well, if you're washing your hands and wearing masks and not touching people,
You
you're not
won't
going to
get
get it. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, there are.
Juliana should be wearing sunglasses, they said.
Oh, that's true.
No, actually, what she's doing, she's working on a tan on one side of her face.
Exactly. Because yesterday it was this side, today it's going to be this side.
Beat bus driver. Beat bus driver. Let me see. I am connected to the room if you want to come in, Rick. Okay, should be wearing sunglasses. So we're going to change the discussion now to something more boring. We're going to watch. we're going to watch paint dry. Okay. So who's watching paint dry?
What colour? Is it vinyl or matte?
It's matte.
Okay. Who's Matt?
Exactly. Because you couldn't say who's vinyl, right?
No. Knock. Who's there? Matt. Mattu.
Matu. Matushka.
Vinyloo. No, it doesn't work. No.
Vinyloo, no. Well, Vinyloo.
Vindaloo.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's Vinyloo on the day of the B-Day.
There you go.
day of
Vinyloo
the
on the day of the B-Day. See, we always get there.
So, that no colds and flu, they say in Britain. There you go.
There you go.
Tom Herdman pleased him. Tom Herdman, didn't we ban you?
What?
Pleased him. I am attempting fate. I have not had a cold for 18 months. Wow.
Well done.
Achoo! As he sneezes.
At a chew. So let me show you the. Is the the thing still out there? Mein Schiff.
What, the sun?
Mein Schiff.
Mein Schiff. Is a Mein Schiff out there?
No.
Let me just show you the view so that people who are bored can have at
get
least something to
boarder.
look at while somebody fills my glass of
An
wine.
aside, Tim wants wine.
There we go.
There you go. Can you still hear me, Mother? We had Mein Schiff out here all afternoon.
Mein Schiff. Meins auch. Wine?
No, thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I had a nice swim today, but in the pool.
You're in the pool.
I was in the pool.
We call it the ool.
Oh, because people pee in it or something, no?
No, there's no pee.
No
And we're going to keep it that way.
Absolutely.
Just on the way.
Yeah.
No pee, and we're going to keep it that way. Somebody came in. It's Rico. I'm going to unmute him. Unmute Rick. Can you hear me? Rick, can you hear us? Maybe have I got to touch you first? Can I touch you? Ah, okay. How about now? Is that better? Or now? You're going to come back in, okay.
This is fun.
I know. Are we plugged in? We are plugged in. Yeah.
All right.
Go out and come back in. There you go. Rick's going to come in again. So let me go to three up again. And let's do this. 4 up. 1, 2, 3, and
2 up, 2 down.
2 up, 2 down. There you go. So we're just waiting for Rick to come back in. Let's have a look
Was
at
that a
these.
sneeze or a yawn, Chris?
Hey on.
Mixed.
Christine's bored, Tim.
I haven't had a cold for ages as well, says Bob. Even everyone just finished, says Gareth Paddy. Gareth Paddy. My friend thinks he's got an Indian variant, said it's the Vinda flu, he says.
I'll open this one.
It's the Vinda flu. Have we... Oh, we haven't died, have we? Did we die?
Cheers, love.
Tom, we discussed that, and I don't think so, but thank you for coming and watching. What about this help? Oh, am I wrong? Alison, you're never wrong, but what's happened? Tim, you know it's going to be a bad day when it spells disaster in your alphabet soup. Exactamo. Looking tanned and amazing, Rick. That Tenerife vlogcast Tarzan Adonis. He's gone, though.
Be gone.
Tom, no, we talked about that. But thank you for joining in. I think Rick's doing it on purpose, miming. No, he would never do that. It's not the real Tom, they said. Oh.
Oh, look, there's an ant on the table. I think it probably wants some.
Oh, they've got loads of them. We got loads of them.
Yeah, starting
It's
the
an
time.
ant
So-
season.
We're going to start talking about what we came here to talk about.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Off we go.
Yeah, because I know I always get bollocks afterwards by saying, we didn't talk about the thing we're going to talk about.
Because Cleo just kept going on
No,
about politics.
No.
And you and Cleo had an argument.
Really struggling with the sound, Tim. Oh, dear. No problem. No problem. I'm in a different system now, which so you don't really need your earbuds. So just whip your earbuds out and just come on and talk at the screen, and that should be all right. David Thompson, Adventure with Life. Did you see my questions? No, I didn't. But I will go back and have a look to see.
Questions, please.
It's good. The questions. Where are we? Where are the questions? David Thompson. Please congratulate Cleo on my behalf. Her podcasts are great.
Oh, thank you very much. The ones with Janet.
Yeah, that's from Maria Albornoz.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to bring him in. I'm going to bring him in number D. Can you hear me now? You can't hear me. I'm doing everything I can.
You're looking through the square window.
I'm looking at this. I'm going to unplug us.
Okay.
Did that help? Can you hear us when you're not on? Or you can hear us through Facebook and through YouTube,
How
can't
very strange.
you?
This one has nothing to do with
Are there
it,
loads
no?
No.
of? Have you any little twirly buttons?
No,
Do they have to
I've
be
only got
touched?
the sliders here, the sliders.
Ah,
And it's on the right thing.
how very strange.
So you should be on there, my friend. You can't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, we
yeah.
can hear you now.
Something's
I took,
happening.
I took the AirPods out and it works.
Okay, great. That's
Houston,
perfect.
Houston.
I know. How are you guys? You all okay? Hi,
Hi,
Christine.
Rick.
Christina.
Hey.
Hey.
You all okay? Banter team, how are we doing?
We're doing
Good, how are
excellent.
you?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great.
very
Can't
much.
hear a thing.
I just wanted to come on, Tim, just because what you were talking about very quickly, just to say, because obviously
Right.
Golf Course Surrey is a different world compared to where you guys are.
I know.
The nickname
We
up-
need
the
a
nickname up here
passport
is
to get in there.
Well, it's Little Britain. That's why it's nicknamed up here, without a shadow of a doubt. I had a couple of friends on Thursday that asked if I would take them up to the doctors, the medical centre behind the agricultural market, to see if they could get the registro temporal, the temporary register, so they could get to the magma centre.
Yeah.
They managed to get to the magma centre. They spent 3 hours on a Saturday queuing up for the magma centre, and they actually got their jabs.
Good.
Cool.
And then somebody who was not of age, out of the two, because one was over 50, sorry, one was over 60 and one was under the 60 at the time.
Yeah.
They said, just come in and we'll do the jab. So she actually got jabbed as well, which was really
Brilliant.
good.
Excellent.
Today, I took somebody, like a friend of theirs up, said, look, can you help my friend? I took them up there and I said, look, I want the jab I want the register because I want the temporary thing, because we want to go to the magma. They said they're not doing that anymore. What they do is they give them a temporary register and they actually give them appointments at Mahon straight away now, which is our hospital in the south.
Exactly.
So it looks like the whole system looks like it's fallen into place with it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count for the people without the NIEs.
No.
Because
And
the
Rick-
people without the NIEs, they're off the radar.
Just to confirm, I mean, it's something we've been saying here in Nadek as well. When you go to register in your health centre for your kind of temporary registration, you might be given an appointment immediately, but what they're saying is what you will be is placed within your relevant age group.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah.
35 and you go and register now,
Well,
you're
you're
not getting
yeah.
the vaccination now. You get it when everybody else who's 35 is called.
I took somebody up today. I think she was 57 or something like that. She's got an appointment straight away for next week, but it's at Mahon. So it looks like this. By the way, the magma thing that the only reason I heard about that was because of your walk the other week, Tim, last week when you went past it and told it, and that it seems to be just filtering through in different ways all the way through. You know?
There's these what they call it, infographics that come out. They're doing it on Facebook. They're doing it on Twitter. They're doing it on the website. Well, it's at least the Adeki website. I don't know about Arona website or San Miguel de Abona. You live in a place called Abona.
Boom.
No, where's San Miguel? Yeah, De Abona.
San Miguel de Abona. Okay, the Woody's question was enjoyed the walk and asking about the Spanish lessons. Where did you learn Spanish, Rick?
For me, I'm a little bit maybe fortunate. I speak fluent Dutch and Flemish fluently, and I use Coffee Break Spanish, which is an app that you can get on iTunes or on Android. It's Coffee Break. It's free, and it was absolutely genius. There's a Scottish guy that does it, and I thought it was brilliant, and that's how I learned it. Yeah.
Okay, I learned it through Spanish with Paul, but we have on the table right now, right here, somebody who can help you out. She is a professional. And it's Juliani Nendel.
There you go. I'm pulling up above. Wrong way. That way.
Not me. I'm a professional, but not in that respect.
It was a very. I do a lot of YouTube, and there's a guy in America who learned in lockdown. He learned Italian within 3 months, and he associated it the same as whether you learn to play a video game. He says when you complete a video game, you go from the start to the end. You hit fluency. The trouble is, fluency isn't always a question of that you can speak the language. Why not go to a different part where you can actually learn to speak the language? That's what I do. I know about subjunctives, I know about preterite, I know all about that, but I just go to an angle where I can actually speak the language. So, Juliana, that person, wrong way, that person there is the one that you need to learn if you want your full grammatical Spanish without a shadow of a doubt.
I don't know about that, though. I do conversational one.
Yeah, I was the same. I came here with not a word of Spanish at the age of 40, but I had fluent German.
Okay.
And
yes, I can confirm that.
and I suppose I learned it through sex, really. No. I started going out with somebody who was Spanish, and we moved in together, and we kind of said, well, we speak Spanish. And then when our daughter was born, we said, I speak English and he speaks Spanish, but I had already at that stage got a grounding in Spanish.
So how do you say "you awake, love" in Spanish?
No, I was going to say it in German.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Bist du wach?
But what's my
yeah.
Frühstück?
I'm gonna have to put Rick up and us two down because we're shouting over each other. So
But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. But talk is the best way. If you're going to come and live here or spend time here, what you want is conversational Spanish.
Exactly, because it's not only about like the grammar. You can know a lot about grammar and how to do it correctly, but then in the end, what makes the difference is also the melody of a language.
Quite.
And
I don't. When you're language people, I know you are, because I know you are, Tim, as well. And for me, about the language, I always say, treat it like a Sudoku, treat it like a crossword. Enjoy doing it. Sit down to relax to do a Sudoku. Don't think of it as a task. And if you're going to treat it like a crossword, don't do the Daily Telegraph straight away. Start with the Daily Star, get that conquered, then move on to the Daily Mail, and then at the end go on to the Guardian, and that's how you just step through the levels.
Do you know what the problem is, Rick, though? I mean, because none of you have a teenage daughter who is Canarian and brought up here and now will not let me say a word of Spanish in public because she says I'm an embarrassment to her. So, she's not Telegraph, she's the Guardian now, and I'm way back.
I did a crossword of the Star one day, and
all three letters.
No, it was quite easy, and there was some women in front of me doing the same crossword on the top of the bus. It was, and one of them said, "Feathered friend in 4," and they thought about it, and one of them says, "Well, the only bird I know is a robin."
See?
I gave up after that. What about HIJKLMNO?
I
Okay.
was going to say it.
H-I?
HIJKLMNO is the clue.
Ah.
Is it a 3-letter word?
5.
All right.
I'm like this going, I've got no idea.
HIJKLMNO.
No, I'm not going.
O-I-M-C-A.
It's water. H2O.
H2O.
So we're playing crossword puzzles now, are
There's
we?
a telegraph for you.
We're playing crossword puzzles. I'm afraid I'm the Irish Times.
Here's one for you, Cleo. Postman's dilemma.
Postman's dilemma. Gee, mail.
No, ask me how many letters.
How many letters?
Millions.
Yeah, millions. I think Gmail wasn't bad though.
That's a good one.
Okay, so has anybody said we're boring again?
Yeah, but we're playing with ourselves.
Julie's saying I'm in Spain and have the AstraZeneca on the 19th of April, but they're now saying the second jab won't be AstraZeneca. Some friends of mine are happy about this. I'm not sure. It was just want a second jab.
I read that, and I think it was that in the UK as well, they're now saying, in fact, to mix the jabs isn't a bad thing at all. So some people who had the AZ first might get the Pfizer as their second jab, and it's not going to reduce your immunity.
Okay.
I'm the same. I had the AstraZeneca 10 days ago, and I have an appointment for the second jab. I am assuming it will be AstraZeneca.
I don't have an appointment yet. They're going to call me in June.
Right. I think certain age groups were told 11 or 12 weeks, and I'm just so special. I was told it would be
some are
8 weeks.
11 or 12, and some are 3 or 4, depending on what jab it was. From what I've heard, anyway. Over here.
And they're now. in the magma. Apparently, they've got 4 different vaccines depending on your age group and your health and all that kind of thing. So they're all on, but you can't choose. You can't kind of say, I think I'll have the Moderna today.
About 2 weeks ago, Tim, I took an elderly couple up there because they didn't know where the Magma Centre was. Uh-huh. And I parked. I knew where the Magma Centre was. I didn't know where the entrance was. And I parked in a dusty car park next to the police station, which you are fully aware of what it is. I didn't realise it was like 3 days on a good horse to the entrance. I think I nearly
you could have parked for free.
I know. So actually, once they went in, I went back and got the car and drove it round. But it's such a big
good.
place, that Madness Centre, isn't it?
It's fabulous. Have you never been there to any concerts or any
Never
conferences?
been. No, I only came up 2 years ago. This time round, so it wasn't there when I was here 16 years ago. So
All right,
it's,
yeah.
yeah.
It is.
Amazing
It's a
place.
lovely venue. It's a great
Yeah,
venue.
fantastic place.
Yeah. But I've seen some good concerts there, from classical to, I think the Canarian Weekly used to have a couple of their kind of sound-alike groups in there as well. So we saw some good Coldplay concerts and
Oh,
stuff.
if anybody took offence at us making fun of the Daily Star readers, then we apologise to all the Daily Star readers who took offence there.
Absolutely.
I've never done a Daily Star crossword. I'm sure it's really hard.
Tim, I'm going to jump out because I've just seen Daniel back in the room as well. I've got a couple of things I need to do. I just wanted to come on and bring that bit about the injections. You're doing a fantastic job letting everybody know what's going on, because even me, I didn't know that last week about the magma, and I thought it was fantastic. So thanks,
Great
guys.
stuff.
Brilliant.
Don't forget, like, subscribe to Rick's channel as well, or channels, the Sky stuff.
Have a great evening, guys. I'll let Dan come in. All right, all the best.
Rick, lovely to talk to you, Rick.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later, bye. Hey, Dan, I'm going to bring you on.
Still haven't got to your topics.
How
you doing?
Go.
Hi, Dan.
You hear me all right?
We can hear you fine, man. We can hear you fine.
How's Dan? How's the man?
Dan is good. Dan is good. I was just wondering, do I smell? Is that why Rick left?
Actually, he messaged me and says, "Smelly Dan's on. I'm going."
Not desperate, Dan.
I did wash before I come on. I wanted to hop on because I was trying to get hold of you, Tim. I wanted to see if you've already announced the news that's come out today, or you've talked about it. I don't know about Siam Park.
Yes, we did. We touched
super.
on it, but if you want to give us more details, all I said was they're thinking of opening on the 28th, Friday week, and they're going to be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
What's the latest there, Dan?
They're opening on the 29th. They're open on the 28th, but for season, like they did with Laurel Park, for the card holders.
Excellent.
Because they did with Laurel Park, they opened the day earlier for anyone who holds a card, so they could go in and kind of enjoy a day without the general public. And now, that is the general public, but you know what I mean, that people aren't just buying one-off tickets. And on the 29th, then they open for people who just want to buy day tickets. And they're going to be open on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from the 29th.
And can we get tickets to your place?
You can get tickets at Tenerife First Excursions, 100%. So
Dan,
breaking news! Breaking news!
Like, for people who would have had season tickets, but obviously maybe there was 3 months left on it after the lockdown happened. Do we know, have Siam Park said that they're going to then extend their season ticket to what would have been the close-off point or the renewal point?
Can I phone a friend?
I'm asking. I haven't looked at the website yet.
The audience.
I'm sure they
don't
will.
know.
I mean, I would imagine they will do that.
Because I don't really know. I don't sell, because I don't normally sell, it's normally just the one-off passes I send, or the VIP passes or stuff like that. Apologies for my phone.
No problem.
It's Siam Park who are phoning you to say, Dan.
No, it's his phone saying that he's tanked and he's lost all his money in Bitcoin this morning.
and he needs another shower.
Well, I definitely didn't lose all my money in Bitcoin, thank God. So it's all good.
Because we haven't sold it yet.
Exactly. And it's, without going into it too much, it was an expected retracement. It happens every bull run. So, it's a good thing. Bull run.
So today's topic is communication.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
Say that again. Communication. What?
Patience.
Sorry, what was that you said, Tim?
And what's the other one? I can't remember. Oh, confusion, because there's a lot of confusion around. Have you got any? You got any thoughts on that? Because Giuliani will kill me if we don't get to this before the hour's
No,
up.
because it was
And it is
requested by somebody. What we are looking forward when regulations are loosening up. That was a question already last week, and we haven't really gotten to it. That's why we came up with all this combination. Another TION.
Anything that ended in Asian was fine.
Actually, that was the Spanish with Paul.
Yeah.
Acion. Anything that ends in Asian
There you go.
is you just have to change the pronunciation to
Acion.
pronunciation.
And they are female.
Educación.
And they are female.
And they're all female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
That's it.
So
And
now
of
you-
course
is
they are.
female.
Exactly.
La televisión.
Imagination.
Television is not a sion. It's an ision.
Imagination.
Imagination. Imaginación.
Eso.
La imaginación.
Imaginación. La pasión.
La
Again,
pasión.
yeah. Registración.
Decoración.
Procrastinación.
Reservación.
Eso.
Procrastinación.
Procrastinación.
What if
Now
I
you,
landed
now
myself
you had
in
your
the
shower then.
Felicitación.
Now you had your shower then.
There we go.
What?
We're all peaking now. We're peaking. We're peaky blinders.
By order of the Peaky Blinders.
That's it.
That sounded really good. That was really good. That.
There you
By
go.
the order of the peaky
Party
blinders.
pizza.
Well, I was
By order
asking,
of the
I was
Peaky
asking
Blinders.
Chris early on about what she's looking forward to,
Uh-huh.
and well, tell us a little bit about it.
It's hard for me to say because every day's the same. Nothing's gonna change for me. But
And then it really made me crack up laughing. Actually,
I look forward to my bed every day.
That is a good thing to look forward
but
to.
that was not the thing I was cracking up laughing
Because
about.
I have great dreams. And last night I dreamed about being in Regensburg.
That's where we used to live.
We're back to Regensburg.
Yeah. And there was a festival going on. And I was driving there with my car. And no parking space nowhere. But then there was a disabled spot that was free. I should have known then that it was a dream because it would never.
That's brilliant.
I can't believe it. Boom! That's mine.
Christina has great dreams. In fact, we spend most of the morning discussing what Christina dreamt about, and then we prepare for her dreams the following evening.
That's a whole new
amazing.
podcast.
That's
is.
amazing.
That's a whole new podcast.
And I
Christina's
was,
dream.
Dreams
I
with
was
Christine.
saying
I
to
love
her-
it.
I was saying to her earlier that I got difficulties like remembering when I dream something and then I wake up. I don't usually remember what I dreamt. But she said,
Nobody do, yeah.
yeah, that's amazing.
You kind of need to grab it when you wake up, don't you?
Exactly.
Well,
Before it
actually,
goes away.
this is the dream, and at night is the real life. That's what it
Exactly,
is.
Sounds
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if this is the illusion or the dreaming. We don't know.
It's just an illusion.
Exactly.
Who,
It's just an
ha, ha.
illusion.
Who knows if this is not the illusion?
Well,
Right?
it's
That's
a
an
nice,
interesting
it's a
one.
bloody nice
It's an
illusion.
interesting one.
Yeah.
Are we living in the Matrix?
Absolutely.
Well,
I'll
was-
take it. I'll take it.
Yep.
There was scientists who did a study on it, who came to the conclusion that it was a very high probability that we were living in a world like we were programmed into a world like the
A
Truman
simulation, yeah?
Yeah.
simulation that we're living in an assimilation. And Elon Musk, if he was interviewed on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he actually talked about that, saying that there's a strong possibility he believes we could be living in an assimilation. There you go.
Exactly.
So-
I mean, to tell you the
and-
truth,
And Trinity is gonna save you at the end.
But the interesting thing is, if you lived your life like you were in an assimilation, like taking it like that, like if you believed for 24 hours that you were living in an assimilation and that you were able to achieve anything that you wanted, what would you do today? There's an interesting bit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now there's a
absolutely,
question.
yeah.
well, that's exactly what I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought I was a psychopath, and I'd just take risks and just not look back. But too many people are held back from what they want to do for fear of something that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And any change, you deal with it. You deal with any change, and the changes that are forced upon you you have to deal with. So you might as well decide on the changes that
Yeah.
you want before they're forced upon you,
Yeah.
and then just do it. And like people say, I'd love to move to Tenerife. Well, a lot of people
Well, do it.
Exactly.
Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
just do it. And I know there's a lot of people come here and then they fail. They sort of say, well, I can't get a job, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't. But that's because they don't believe in themselves. I
They
don't
didn't
know.
actually move here. They
They tried it out, yeah?
Yeah, but they never actually knew what they were. Anybody I've met who has failed here is because they didn't actually commit. They
Yeah.
didn't
That's it.
move
That's it.
mentally to Tenerife.
Yeah.
They
were trying it
brought
out.
their little bit of
And-
Ireland or Britain or wherever with them in here.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's also like what we are discussing, the anticipation in German. We were talking about this, Christine and I.
'Cause
and
we
it's,
were boring.
and it's called Vorfreude. So it's something that you are looking forward to.
Okay.
So that's translated literally.
A
Literally.
Vorfreude.
Yeah, Vorfreude.
Okay.
Yeah,
True,
anticipation. But in English, anticipation, it's not only like something you look forward to, because anticipation can also be worrying. Sometimes it gets this.
Anticipation's a positive word.
It's like an expectation. But then expectation can be expecting something horrible to be happening or something really, really good. Whereas Vorfreude is something
It's
you look
happy.
forward to. Like
Yeah.
you book for instance your holiday to Tenerife, and then you know exactly. Oh yeah, I'm gonna book an excursion with Daniel, and I'm gonna go to
Great
the
plan.
beach.
Link in
Or
the
I'm
comments.
I'm gonna have a day at the beach. So that's all very positive. Where and that's how it can be better taken in as anticipation.
But I
but
always
you
thought anticipation was a positive word.
I would say
I
anticipation
also-
is a positive
I
word.
also take it as such,
Yeah.
but I learned that that people also take it in as something expecting. But then, what are you expecting? Are we anticipating what kind of news?
We're
are
anticipating rainfall.
what
is what you mean, yeah?
What news are we anticipating?
don't- but
Are
then-
we anticipating
but if
that
you say that-
people are going to be coming over soon to Tenerife, or are
But
we?
in a positive, if you anticipate rain,
Yeah.
you actually like rain.
That's true.
Or you
So
are
there is
worrying that it
there's-
will be raining?
No, then you're not anticipating it. It always has a positive spin on it. I
Okay.
think.
Well,
But I also think with Vorfreude-
I would love to have it a positive spin.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
also-
I
Go
think
on,
it
Dan.
can be a positive or negative word, because like there is you've ever heard like they're anticipating the end of the world. due
That's
to
what
this
I'm
certain
saying.
thing.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
it
I'm
can
saying.
be a
Dan.
negative or positive word.
That's what
like, it
I'm
can be
saying,
used in a
Daniel.
positive,
but-
negative form.
No, you see, the thing is, the people who anticipate the end of the world are looking forward to it.
Yeah. I was just thinking before you were talking about the holidays.
I don't want to meet those people.
No, because they're not going to book with you. Or maybe they think the end of the world is going to happen on their whale and dolphin trip. But I remember like when I was still getting job offers, we were talking about this beforehand. I always knew if I was slightly scared about something that I was about to make a decision on, it was generally the right decision to make because it was a challenge.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
as a psychopath, you don't feel that.
That little frisson,
No.
that thrill.
Your body knows that there's something not right, and you know it's like you can smell, you can taste the adrenaline in your mouth, but you don't get the kick.
Oh, I like that kick. Because especially when you actually go in and you take on the challenge and you succeed, and then you kind of go,
That's true.
Gotcha.
But then again, being a psychopath has positives there because you can just do anything you want and don't care, right?
True.
And so
I
you
don't
care-
think you're a psychopath.
you
this
don't
is
care
why
about-
I don't stay for dinner, Dan.
Are you anticipating in
Or
the
if you're
wrong
sitting there
way?
sharpening knives or something.
Or just what's in the food. Because he doesn't care.
It was the
I'm
last
still
guest that
alive.
didn't Stay for dinner.
I'm still alive. And eating every Wednesday since nearly a whole year.
You have seen the Stepford Wives, have you?
Well, Well, yeah, but not here. They've never turned up.
I'm going to make 30% of our watchers happy now. Cleo's
30%.
telephone's going to run out of battery in a minute.
Yeah. And that's a good thing
Because you're going.
because I've got to go. I always have to go at
I
7
know.
to prepare for La Nina.
La Nina.
La Nina.
And we've
Yeah.
cooked meat tonight, so she can't take any food
No,
home
well,
with her.
I've got garbanzo curry.
A banzo curry.
Garbanzo korma.
Garbanzo.
sounds-
Korma de garbanzas.
Wow.
Chickpeas.
Chickpea curry.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's for dinner.
Excellent.
For the vegetarian child. All right, everybody. Well, I shall say goodbye. And thank you for
It
putting
was
up
a
with me.
pleasure again.
And I shall remove my earphones now.
You are very
Slán Abhaile.
always refreshing.
She removed her earphones before you said that. Can you tell me an alt? No.
Go on then.
Slán
What was that then?
Abhaile.
Ah,
Slán
for míle
Abhaile.
mahagat. Agus Canary and
Canary
Boherlat.
Boherlat.
I don't think he's a hobbit. Dan doesn't look like a hobbit.
An unwashed one.
Just because you take your earphones out doesn't mean your microphone's off.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm feeling highly insulted.
Highly insulted. Highly insulted.
Highly
Sure, he's
insulted.
grand. He loves it.
I'm,
Great crowd.
I'm going to show Cleo out because I'm a gentleman. I'm going to leave the
And I'll
girls
talk to you all
and Dan
next week.
I'm now complete. But what I'm going to have to say to him is I
Goodbye,
genuinely
everybody.
have to leave because
Bye, Cleo.
I've got
See you
to
next week.
go on to a meeting in 10 minutes.
Okay,
on Zoom.
I'll see you, Dan. I'm going to take Cleo out anyway, so if you want to say Taraz and go, then it'll automatically revert back to them. See you in a bit.
Super. Thanks very much.
Okay.
Take it easy. Guys, great seeing you both. Thanks everyone for watching. And guys, keep it country. And if you get it, take it twice. And see you later, guys. See you, Christina. See you, Julianne.
Bye, Daniel.
May the force be with you both.
Always.
Take care,
And
guys.
with you. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
So, Christine, tell me your wild ride there in Regensburg. What else happened?
I parked
You parked?
and then I walked out and the cars were all over the place, everywhere.
But
behind
in
me.
your dream, when you were dreaming, were you walking?
I was walking, of course, I always walk in my dreams. And I was walking beside a wagon with the sold bags.
Bikes?
Bags.
Okay, bags. Okay.
Bags.
And you got
And-
yourself a new handbag the other day.
Yeah, but last night I didn't.
Okay,
Because I already have one.
exactly.
Why should I?
Why not?
Yeah, and I always meet my parents in my dreams.
Okay.
So, and they're still young, much younger than they are now.
Uh-huh.
Guess they will enjoy too.
And
Ask them.
okay. So is it still like looking the same way you picture Regensburg to be like?
Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
Uh-huh.
But when I was young, it was like
You still know exactly like the
Yeah.
streets, where to go about, and yeah.
everything.
Wow, that's great. And that's, I mean,
And in the dream, I'm never cold.
you're never cold.
Even if it's snowing, I enjoy it. And I'm never
You
cold.
can do whatever you want in
Yeah.
your dream. You are walking, you are meeting people you want to hang out with, you meet your parents,
Yeah.
and you can do whatever you want.
And I'm not hot or cold. Nothing.
Exactly. So all those like hurdles that are maybe there in real life, or sometimes in mental movie real life, because sometimes those hurdles are just imagined. They just don't exist, right?
They don't exist.
And you do that every night.
Yeah.
And that's why you wake
It's
up
fun.
so super duper chilled in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you tell Tim about your wild dreams
Yeah, while having breakfast.
while you're having
Because
breakfast.
first he's not there, because he's for a walk,
Uh-huh.
going for a walk.
Okay.
And I try to meditate.
Uh-huh.
And when he comes back, I tell him everything.
You tell him everything. And then you have a wild discussion about your wild dreams. And how about you, Tim? Do you also dream so wildly?
He always dreams about computers and
I don't dream about computers. I dream about solutions.
solutions, yeah?
Okay.
If I go to bed with a problem, or with a not with a problem, but with a thing I've got to solve, then I usually solve it in my dream,
Good.
or I usually have an idea of how to get to it in a dream.
Yeah.
Dreaming for me, I don't really remember a lot of them, and I think it's because I get woken up in the mornings.
Do you usually I do that. Have like a notepad next to your
You know, I
bed?
heard about that, and so I started doing it, but
Yeah.
then I didn't bother writing in it.
Okay.
I didn't, because I mean, a lot of the times when I wake up, the dream doesn't make sense until later, and then I can interpret it. But as soon as I wake up, it's like, you know, where am I?
Yeah.
Where am I? And I'm looking around for the beer, you know.
Yeah.
The subconscious loves familiarity that can keep people stuck in life, says Slimmer Life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very good that you talk about the subconscious mind, because in the end that's like the subconscious mind is the emotional mind. And in our dreams, we usually tend to process what has been going on or what we were emotionally involved throughout the day. So, let's say you are trying to solve a problem, and like you said, you are finding solutions in your dreams. It's true, because you were like mentally involved, emotionally involved in a problem solution, finding solutions, and in a state of relaxation while we're sleeping. It's oftentimes that solutions come and appear.
Well, I think life is a dream, and dreams are a subroutine in the Matrix.
Yeah, can be. Here we are again with reality.
There are people leaving, mainly because Rick's coming on at past.
Okay.
They wanna go to bed and have a nice dream, I
They wanna
guess.
go-
So
Actually, you can't wait to go to bed, can you, Chris?
yeah,
Emma?
that was how she started. She was saying like,
Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to my bed, and I was like, okay, all right. So what's happening in the bed?
And
Ha he ha
since,
he ha. I speak French too.
and since I don't have adventures during the day, I can have adventures in the night.
You have lots of adventures during the day, dropping stuff and smashing things and running into things. They're great adventures. Or calling me saying, "Where's the remote control, Tim? I can't find the remote control."
Oh, that was bad. That was really bad.
But what happened then?
I went and played on the computer, and all of a sudden the TV started again.
The Matrix. I rest
The
my case.
Matrix. Okay.
I heard somebody talk in the living room. Yippee!
Ooh. But it's great that you have such a good time of relaxation. And the other day I read, it was I think in Diarios de Aviso, in the Spanish newspaper, that they are offering a job, and they pay 1,200 euros for just taking siestas. So professionally taking siestas, so they can see how you are coping with it, your state of relaxation, and what it does to you. So yeah, I mean, if you still need if you're looking for a job, then siesta is an option.
Shouldn't have told them.
Rick's on at 8, so we're okay.
You should apply for that one. Yeah, I think they can take a lot out of you.
Sharon Newton says, Christine, you're fab. And
Yeah.
Britt Bear says, sweet dreams, Christina.
Oh, thank you.
And David Thompson says, Tim, can we talk after, please? What have I done? What have I done?
I don't know.
Love Christina's T-shirt. There you go.
That's
Show
a
my
new
love.
T-shirt. Really.